I'd now like to welcome Carlos Castro to the stage. Carlos Castro was a 24-year-old factory worker living in poverty in El Salvador when he decided to try his luck in the United States more than 30 years ago. Today, he's the owner of Todos Supermarket, which opened its doors in 1990 to serve Woodbridge's growing Hispanic community. In addition to his entrepreneurial work, Carlos Castro is an important leader in the Northern Virginia Hispanic community and the founder of the Hispanic Organization for Leadership and Action. Welcome, Mr. Castro, and Bob will be leading this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Diana. You have lived the American dream, and I want you to share as concise as you can, because you've had a lot of obstacles in front of you, but your journey to get here today and become such a successful businessman.
I think one of the big stimulant that we had was living in poverty in El Salvador and looking for opportunities there. So while being there, I read and fantasized of this wonderful land called the United States of America and read about the leaders and the wonderful people that live here. So I had dreams of coming and studying in the U.S., but then we had a civil war. And then I had no choice. I had to provide for my family and decided to trek around the border with Mexico. But it came true that I found people with open arms that help us. They gave us the opportunity. They gave us the little push and made it possible for me and my family to conquer the American dream a little bit at a time.
Is that opportunity still alive and well today?
I'd like to say yes, because I'm a positive thinker, but not the way I found it. You know, it's the environment that we're living in is like a community under siege. So every time you want to achieve something, there is a lot of barriers going up by the day. But like I said, I'm positive. There's some adjustment that we need to do, but I think that, you know, it's still possible. I don't like to think negatively. So.
Okay. Well, what advice do you give to aspiring small business owners?
Work hard. I think we need to work hard. We need to be positive. And like I used to hear from my grandparents, you know, there's not a disease that can last 100 years. So we can actually overcome obstacles no matter what we're facing, what time in our time we're living, we're facing. We should be able to overcome them. But it requires a lot of working together, a lot of reaching out to all the communities so they can hear our story and they can see that there is a lot of positive. There's not, you know, it's a tiny portion of negative in every society, but we're a very valuable community.
What does Washington need to know about running a small business and removing obstacles? Some say credit the administration for removing a lot of regulations. What do you think?
Let me tell you what I'm facing. I think if we don't do anything for the dreamers, for instance, or the other dreamers, the TPS people, which is hardworking people, I am to lose 20% of my employees. Because we are a mentoring company. We hire a lot of young people.
And how many employees do you have now?
About 185. And we like to mentor people. We hire a lot of women, and we're so happy with the way our company has developed. But if nothing is done on those two things, you know, and immigration reform that give opportunity to the people that want to really work and make this country to continue to grow. I think we're falling into a little bit of sliding back. You know, that's my own perception. We need to go back to, you know, to being the great country that the U.S. was when I came in back in 1980.
What do you see as far as the economy, and what do you think of the new tax law?
Well, I checked with my CPAs. It doesn't seem like there is a lot of promises, but we don't have the specifics of how is it going to affect positively on the business community. But being positive, like for instance, I have taken advantage of the law that allow you to amortize your investment in 1 year up to, I think it's $500,000 now. And then so, it makes us want to invest, and grow and get the economy going. So as long as we have policies that do that, we can grow, we can continue to have a robust business community. But if you are to take a lot of people out of the economy, just today, I can hire like 5 to 10 managers to manage my companies. We are on deficit like many companies. It's a low unemployment period, so
right.
It's kind of hard to find the right people. And if we take people away when we are already struggling to keep the business going, and make a mistake because we don't have enough people to actually look at the company to do the best service, I think, it doesn't matter how great the tax law is, if for the other hand, we can't really take advantage of because we don't have the necessary talent and people that we need to succeed.
Do you think that we have controversies with immigration now and parents separating from their kids and now the effort to reunite them, which is not going well, it looks like. Do you think that the immigration rhetoric and just talk of it is too hot, is too polarized? My fear, see, I live a civil war. I was a kid working with my dad while a civil war was getting the first signs that something bad was brewing with the unions and the strikes and the things that were happening in society. So I lived the civil war from the beginning to the end. Well, not to the end. Luckily, I came to the U.S. back in 1980, but I could see my family living it through it. So, the polarization that we have, it's kind of pointed that way. I don't want to live that kind of experience again. And maybe I'm being a little bit exaggerated, sure, because this is a great country, a lot of people. But we can have, and we have seen it, there's a lot of people that are coming out of the closet that were not afraid to say that they were white supremacists. Now we have them out. Now we have them attacking people, some people being killed, or abused. And we have more of that. We have more polarization. So there is a need to come back to civility. There is a need to come back to the point that we are human beings that do wonderful things when we work together. We can't instigate hate. We can't instigate division, because that's when we all lose. And the leader that the U.S. that we have been, I'm a proud American citizen, the leaders that we have been in the world as a nation, it's slowly eroding the image. And you see it, So we definitely need to do something about immigration, and I would like to say that whether you're on the right or the left, we need to work for the majority of the people that we sit in the center trying to make ends meet. And when we politicize and we try to have it my way, not your way, then when we all lose. Your life is an amazing story. Please thank Carlos Castro for joining us this morning, and I hand it back to Diane.
Thank you.